Welcome to the 216 Highline Cleveland Changemakers. I am your co-host, Derek.
Hi everyone, I'm Jet. Our goal is to inspire, inform, and entertain with an emphasis on Cleveland sports. I want to give a big thank you to AC Roman for sponsoring today's show. AC Roman designs, manufactures, and restores bronze, brass, and aluminum signage. Visit their website for an instant quote.
Okay, thank you for that. We are excited for episode 3 here of the 216 show. We have on Brandon Chrostowski, who's founder, owner of Edwins, and we're privileged to have you here today. We're excited.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, Brandon.
Let's do it.
So with that said, we're just going to jump right into our segments that we go through here. So our first segment, Two's Cues, we'll put 60 seconds on the clock, and we'll let everybody get to know you a little bit and get through some of the more surface kind of questions and start us off here. So 60 seconds on the clock. Are we ready, guys?
I'm ready.
Yep. Jack, you got the first question. Let's go.
Everyone.
Ready, go.
What city and state did you grow up in?
Detroit, Michigan.
Dream job as a kid.
My what, favorite job?
Dream job.
Dream job.
Oh, baseball player.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Slapshot.
I like it.
How many kids do you have?
4. One more due July 25th. I'll be the
Congratulations.
5.
Favorite food?
Lasagna.
What country would you travel to just for the food?
Well, I have France.
Favorite restaurant other than Edwins and the two?
Edwin's Bakery.
I like it. I like it.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Pacific East. Yeah.
Do you prefer to cook at home or go out?
Cook at home.
Favorite chef?
Favorite chef? Probably Alon Senderon's.
Best family vacation spot?
Traverse City.
Favorite hobby?
Favorite hobby?
Yep.
Ref and hockey.
Time.
Bang.
Yeah. Some good stuff there. Traverse City. We love Traverse City. We've, for the past, 7 or so years, that's been our new family vacation spot in the summers.
That's what we do,
That's
man.
it.
We're 1 month away, not even, like 2 weeks away. July 4th weekend we always go up.
Okay. And we're going up in August, so it's just a great family spot. Yeah, we've loved going up there. So, okay. That said, for people who don't know Brandon, and you guys are going to get to know him here as we go through the episode a little bit, but very accomplished chef, James Beard Award winner, restaurant guy through and through. So our next segment, review the two here, we're going to ask a couple questions about the two and get some of your thoughts on that.
For sure. So we know this is your first time in our new space here at the two. What would you say makes a good environment in a restaurant, and how would you rate the environment here at the two?
Yeah, I think it's got to be warm. It's got to be welcoming and warm. Can't feel too generic. Like you went to Pottery Barn and it feels. You go to Pottery Barn, it doesn't feel like home.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think right here it's got good vibes, man. It's got good vibes. You come in, it starts. Feels warm and welcoming. Not everything is perfect. You have some brick on the wall. It's a little dirty. That's good. You want this.
Yeah.
Like the wabi-sabi, I don't know if you know, like the imperfection, and that's what we cling to, I think, as humans. So I think it's a beautiful space. It's welcoming. It's open. A lot of natural light.
Yeah. Some of that historical character mixed in with the natural light and the new thing. So, yeah. So here at the two, our food philosophy is high quality food, convenient, healthy. One of our values is excellence in all we do. We don't compromise on the food we use. So everything from, no artificial dyes, no seed oils in the bakery, grass-fed beef, sushi-grade tuna. I feel like customers, nowadays are becoming more and more knowledgeable about these things. How important do you feel like, a food philosophy like that is in today's world?
So I think it's a great business model, right? If customer base can afford it and pay for it, right? That's the way to go. When I'm in Manhattan, I'm usually just going very simple, fresh greens, fresh, like you said, the right oils.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a huge place for it nowadays, more than there was before. We're very, we think we've gotten smarter as humans. I don't think we have, but we think we have.
Yeah.
And we figured out this matrix of health and longevity. And so this is one of those points of that, what's going to keep us healthy. Yeah. So I think it's a great idea. Again, everyone's got a philosophy on food, and at the end of the day, is your customer going to pay it? and do they understand it? Yeah, it's the most important part.
For sure.
For sure.
Communicate it effectively.
Here at the two, we train individuals of all abilities for community employment. What is the most important quality in your eyes being a successful employee?
Yeah, in the for the employee, like what's the most important quality?
Yes.
I just think they have to care. You know, I mean, I hire people who care and have empathy, and from there I can strap any sort of skill on top of it. You know, and people understanding themselves. You know, when you don't have someone who understands themselves and their triggers, they're oftentimes, you know, just misled. So, you know, someone who understands himself, who cares, the rest is easy.
Okay, so getting into our third segment here, our guest highlight segment, you know, I think as viewers are going to start to find out here, if they don't know already, you know, there's a lot of synergy between what goes on here at the two and what goes on at Edwins. So, you know, I'm excited to kind of get into this and get to know a little bit more about Edwins and everything you guys have going on there. So Jack, you want to go ahead?
I'll start off, yeah. So Brandon, for the viewers who are unaware of Edwins' mission, could you kind of explain what it is and where the name Edwins comes from?
Yeah. I mean, look, Edwins is like this place of hope, right? And a way to achieve it. You know, so oftentimes you're flooded with hope, but no pathway to achievement.
For sure.
So really, that's what we do. And the whole goal is to change the face of reentry. So when the world looks or thinks or hears about someone coming out of prison with the criminal justice system, it's not like the Hollywood scene with the big tattoos, you know, like mean person, right? That's not the case. So, you know, at Edwins, you know, for 6 months, we just train people, man. We train them to the top. We train them in our bakery. We train them in our butcher shop. We train them in our fine dining restaurant. We train them in the brasserie portion of the restaurant. And all throughout that program, they're learning the basics and fundamentals the right way. So, you know, with perfect practice, you can do anything, right?
Right.
But, you know, we also care. So that's half the battle is just, you know, the education, right? The other half is care. So from, you know, we've built housing. We've got, you know, 3 apartment buildings and 2 houses that people can live for free while they're in the program.
Yeah.
We got a free daycare center. So if you have children, you know, you have the ability to have someone watch the children. We have a, you know, fitness center and a library, a basketball court, you know, all these like places and little ecosystems you can grow and learn, not just your mind, but your body and your soul. So that's what we do at Edwins, man. We help achieve it, but we dig deep inside of prisons too. We're the #1 educator in America in prisons right now on tablets. So we have over 100,000 people viewing lessons on how to make like hollandaise or how to chop and all these sort of things while they're incarcerated right now. And we also have we teach in juvenile corrections 5 days a week and another men's prison hands-on. So we get out there and deep. Because that's where it starts, right?
Yeah.
That hope starts when it's dark.
For sure.
And then it, you know, comes to light later. The name, my middle name is Edwin, so I always wanted a restaurant called Edwins.
Okay.
When I was writing this business plan in 2004, like 21 years ago, I said if I capitalize it, it could stand for Education Wins.
Okay.
So it's kind of like got these 2 cross meanings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is.
Very cool. Very cool.
What sparked your passion for French cuisine?
I don't know. It just found me, I suppose. You know, I walked in the back door of a restaurant, and the chef was French trained, and he taught me, you know, how to do it with the French fundamentals. And then from there, I loved it. And since then, I've worked around the world, and you know, under great chefs with French cuisine. And it's still, man, like I've got in my car probably 4 books I'm reading through. I'm doing a big dinner in a month for some big chefs in upstate New York. And I'm looking at, you know, just some very specific things, some older items that I think would, like, you know, be special for that day.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I know that you do a good amount of work with the Friars Table.
That's right.
Could you tell us a little bit more about your partnership with them?
Yeah. So we like, you know, we were like the first in the country to do the social enterprise thing at a higher level. Like when I wrote the plan, there was no one else out there doing something at this level. So you had like other people around the country maybe doing something similar, but nothing like out here. So kind of figuring it out from the bottom up gave us the ability to help consult and like help people build their project.
Okay.
So we do a lot of consulting now, you know, around the United States. So if people want to connect mission and business, we know the pressure points because we've like kind of like gone through and built them.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and as our visibility grows, people kind of say, hey, that's cool, we'd like to try it. We started with Serenite. It's in Medina.
Okay.
It's a restaurant for people going in recovery. You know, so that was one we did. I mean, that was like 7-8 years ago.
Right,
We just consult. We don't own the restaurant. You know?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
There's been a few others. Friar's Table was the most recent, and that's a Franciscan friar who wanted to use the money he was given towards a project in Cleveland to serve Cleveland.
Okay.
So just kind of came up with this monastic concept, very simple monastery food. Helping people who are, you know, coming in out of homelessness around the area downtown,
Yeah.
or you know, and/or refugees. You know, that's a big part of our population here in Cleveland that also needs to be served. And
For sure.
so we came up with this concept, man, and just like, we'll see where it goes. But so far, so good.
Right.
That's awesome. That's great.
For sure. What inspired you to open Edwins?
Edwins, you know, I was in and out of jail, so it was not the best place to be. But that chef taught me the right way and helped get me to a place where I was confident in what I could do. And working, like I said, around the world, I felt very, very blessed, very fortunate. And then I hear about people back home being murdered or put in prison that I was close with, and thought, why not create something that could alter that course of life for somebody else? That was the inspiration. So it didn't happen like I wasn't born and I said, I want to do this. It was like, I want to be a great chef. As I'm becoming great chef, bad things were happening, and then I felt there could be a solution to this.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. So here at the two, success stories are a huge part of what motivates us.
Sure.
I know it'd be hard to single one person out, but is there a success story at Edwins that you could highlight?
Yeah, I mean, dude, everyone's battling, you know, like even we battle every day to try to become who we want to be, right?
For sure.
It's a tough fight, but some have even more odds against them.
More hurdles, yeah.
There was one girl who came into the program. She gave birth in prison. She gets released. She comes to us, right? She starts training. She's doing well. She gets clean. She gets job. She gets kid back. And to me, that's better than Michelin 3-star restaurant.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's success. That's winning. We've got other people who their idea of success was to have a restaurant, and they did that. They opened a restaurant, like they opened their own restaurant. Like that's cool too. Like everyone's got different aspiration, but we're just proud that they're trying to do it. They have the courage to come in.
For sure.
Well, and I think so much of, you know, what drives you, and it's common with many other people, it's your own experience, right? It's okay, this is the way that I've been impacted. These are the, you know, kind of steps along the way that have helped me get to where I'm at, and, you know, taking it that next step further and saying, hey, well, it's not just about my success, but I want to offer that experience and that pathway to others. You know, that's kind of why we're all here. As Jack will get into here in a second, you know, our Changemakers segment really is the core of who we are here. You know, one of our values at the two is inspiring meaningful change. So, you know, we want to highlight other change makers in our area and in the Cleveland area that are doing the same thing. So, you know, you talked about, it's funny to hear you talk. We haven't had much time to really communicate back and forth, but we say some of the same things where, you know, this is a place of hope. You know, people come in here and we're saying the same kind of things. Like, we're here to offer hope. We're here to, part of our mission statement says to create opportunities, you know, remove some of those barriers. And I think there's a lot there. But I think taking your experience that step further where you can help others is really what makes you a change maker, and what has, you know, you see the effects of that in so many individuals' lives. So, you know, Jack, why don't we jump into our change maker segment?
For sure, yeah. So like Tristan said, one of our values here at the two is inspiring meaningful change. Yeah. What would you say being a change maker means to you?
It's a way of life. I don't know. I don't really look. I don't like wake up in the morning and say I'm a big change maker. I just you know, wake up and I've got, you know, air in my lungs. I've got a body I can use to serve others, and you know, you just try to use it the best way you can, and just fight for those who have less or need more. Right? I mean, like, I don't know. That's all it means is just a way of life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know any other way.
Yeah.
That's
It's that servant's heart. You know, you're mission driven. You know, our vision statement here at the two is life without labels, and I think it's so far reaching. You know, and even similar to Edwins, you know, individuals have a label, or there's been some sort of you know, thought or something put upon them that society wants to make a part of their identity. Same with, every individual, right? That's society that we all live in. Similar to the two here, we're here to remove barriers and remove stigmas and remove labels and say, listen, at the end of the day, we're all just people, and our goal here is to help everybody reach their full potential, So, I think in a similar way, Edwins does that. How do you feel like Edwins also maybe removes the labels or removes the stigmas or allows for, individuals to reach their full potential?
I think it's by putting out an elite product, right? I mean, we're putting out a product that it'd be tough to push even in Manhattan or Paris, right? So it's just like if you can do something excellent, it kind of cleanses the way that you're even perceived. I mean, let's be honest. The Cleveland Browns, right, who are big supporters of what we do, they have helped us implement this tablet program in prison with their funding. They've helped us fly people in from around the country to Edwins that complete the program in prison. I mean, these guys, the Cleveland Browns, are like big second chance people.
That's awesome.
But look how they hire as well. A lot of their guys, some of their guys have had some run-ins.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, but they can throw a football farther. They can run faster. Yes. And what I'm trying to say is, like, if you have an elite skill, you're always employable. People are going to stop looking at your past. Yeah. So how we kind of change that perception of who someone is through this elite skill. And now you got someone coming in, pairing a Bordeaux with the duck confit and taking you on this magical ride as a diner. And I think the first thing that goes is like, man, these guys are as good, if not better, than anywhere I've been.
Yeah.
And so then they start to scratch their head, but I thought society told me if you're in prison, you can't do it, right? The perception has been so pushed, but yet it's happening that it's, not what they've been taught. Right. Yeah. And so that's how we start to change. We hit them in their stomach. We hit them with their palate. We hit them on their wine. We hit people. We can magically start to transform their perception of what it means to be incarcerated.
Right. Absolutely.
That's how we do it. Just by being better trained than anyone else.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. We know you received the Jim Brown Changemaking award. We know that the Browns are now a supporting partner of Edwins. Can you speak about the impact of the relationship?
Yeah, to receive that award is very special. I mean, Jim Brown, another guy who had some rough patches in his life, but was a great athlete and overcame a lot of obstacles, and it's not easy, man. It's a complex formula to overcome. So to receive that was high honor, very special. The relationship with the Browns, I think you have to understand, just they're people who are genuinely care. Right. It's almost like the community first and football second. Absolutely. The Haslams have a great culture with that, and the players have followed suit. And I can't say enough about it because they've connected us with relationships, and the funding's always special. But to have them in our corner. Right. At any time, I can call them up and say, "This is what we're trying to get rid of. This is what we're trying to overcome. And then it's like that gives you makes you feel pretty good.
It does.
For sure.
Yeah. Furthers your reach, furthers your impact in a significant way. So something else you hit on here, Jack, before let me jump in if I can. I mean, we talk about one of our values here all the time is excellence in all we do. We don't want to be known as a special place for special people. Mm-hmm. We want you to come here because you're going to get the best food, you're going to have the best experience, you're going to be in the best environment, and like you said, that's how you lose the labels and the stigmas. We say all the time here, our graduates are the magic behind the two, and really I think it's a shift in the way people think of it, where we're not doing anything other than creating opportunities, right? We're not doing anything other than removing the barriers, and the individuals are achieving the success on their own, and that's how I think you lose those labels and you lose those stigmas. Yeah. It's, the graduates of the magic. They're the ones that go out and change companies and open eyes and change minds. Yeah. And it sounds like, that's there's a very similar way of thinking at Edwins.
For sure. Yeah, that's it. We're 85% graduate managed. These are chefs and sous chefs, and they're running the place, man. I'll come in there and I'll do whatever it is, but they're the ones running that place, and they're doing a great job of it. That's the future. we're not going to be here forever, so we got to get the next group up, and then the next group up.
Yeah.
They also have to be trained, you know. They have to be trained in what it means to be a community, you know, advocate and supporter. It's a big, you know, whether it's teaching at Harvard or the school I went to, the Culinary Institute of America, or any place. It's there's a responsibility you have as someone who's got this opportunity of education to give back. And that's, you're absolutely right, man. These seeds we got to plant. We can't, and our time is limited to how many seeds we can plant. We have to keep planting, and then we go on and the trees grow.
Right.
And they drop seeds. Sooner or later, that whole, you know, that whole ecosystem grows and grows and grows.
Yes.
But 100%, man, we're shot if we don't have our grads.
For sure.
Very, very cool.
Who would you say that we all have influences in our life who got us where we are today?
Yeah.
Who would you say has been some influential change makers in your life?
I mean, it just comes through chefs, you know what I mean? That's what I know, and that's who you look to. And there's some good chefs and there's some bad chefs, you know? But
for sure.
There have been a number of chefs at different phases. You know, we go through phases as we grow. And in each phase, there was a chef or a restaurateur who would, you know, intersect and, you know, help become an influence in making change.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, it goes back to George, the chef who mentored me when I was younger, to Charlie Trotter, to Karen David Waltuck. I mean, these are all like just industry giants, you know?
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, they all come in different shapes and sizes.
For sure.
Yeah, and they all have some level of influence and, you know, helping you get to where you're at today.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think as somebody who is such a servant of others, you know, and you're leading a mission-driven organization, the work is obviously never done, as you kind of just alluded to. Is there any new initiatives or future initiatives that you want to highlight or speak to, or that you have your eye on?
Yeah, I mean, well, sustaining this impossible endeavor, right? I mean, there's literally one of these in the country like this still. I mean, like with the housing and all the added amenities and the depth in prison and out of prison, it's just like, right? There's one of them. I mean, they'll come from the Middle East to visit us in America to see this. It's special, right? So what I'm trying to say is, you got a business here, and everyone's like, oh, what's next? What's next? Well, I mean, first we got to sustain home base. Sustaining home base is not easy, right? So I just want to emphasize, priority number one is sustaining what we do and what we do best, and that's education, that's restaurant, that's housing, that's childcare. It's making sure that still has a level of excellence, and that's already. All right, that's one.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's one life. Okay, got it. Okay. So, you know, we'll continue to be driven by the need of those we serve. So, housing came up not because we thought we need housing. It was because we had people who were homeless.
Right.
Well, let's build them housing, right? Then we had the issue with children and child care and people dropping out because of the lack of child care. So it was build child care center. You know, I'm no genius, man. I just look and I listen and I work hard to fill the gap, right?
Yeah,
it's a really simple philosophy.
You learn from them.
Bingo. So, I mean, what's next is continue to listen and then grow as those that we serve need to grow. Housing is definitely, we'll need more housing because that fills up, and bringing people from other parts of the country here, they definitely need a place to stay. That's important. I think what else is important, not everybody, so the 1,800 graduates a month that are coming out of prison can't all come to Cleveland because of their post-release control, or they have family, or they just can't get here, right, for some reason or another. It's developing plans for them when they get released. So as you know, a year before someone gets released, we're starting to work with them, developing their plan step by step on what it looks like to come home and succeed. So that's like a big initiative, because you're talking now 25,000 people's lives planned a year in different cities. And each city's got a different service agency, each city's got a different educational system, and we're just trying to connect them, each one with what they're trying to do. That's the big goal, man. That's like, but it could change the way we look at how prisons are serving those coming home, right?
Yeah,
so that's a big initiative.
Yeah, the need is so great. How big of a team do you have there at Edwins?
I don't know, probably got about 15, 20 people on staff, you know what I mean, that are doing it. And on top of that, another 60 students. On top of that, another 24 volunteers. You know, it's,
Yeah.
It grows, man. It grows fast. I don't know. I got to put the numbers down on paper and count.
Yeah.
I just know it's moving.
Yeah. In the right direction. And
Yeah.
it's
Moving, yes,
a lot of
it's
positive
forward progress.
outcomes.
A lot of
Yeah,
positives.
a lot of positive outcomes happening.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. Thank you for all of that. I think it's just so exciting to hear about, some of the fantastic things that are going on in our community, and, we thank you for having the care and the servant's heart to, follow through on that calling and make the impact for so many in our community.
Absolutely.
So moving to another more lighthearted subject, we're all passionate sports fans, and I think we can maybe make an exception this time with Brandon being from Detroit, that this isn't the Cleveland sports overtime, but this will just be the sports overtime segment. I know from talking off camera here a little bit, we got a little bit of the scoop on your fanhood, but I think, at the end of the day, sports are another place of belonging and unity and, common ground, and there's so much there that, makes connection with others, which is really what it's all about. It's all about people at the end of the day. But it's a little more of a fun, lighthearted topic. So you guys want to go ahead? I think we know who his favorite sports team is, but you want to ask him?
Yes. Who's your favorite Cleveland sports team? Browns, Guardians, or Cavs?
Lions.
Lions, right? Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Detroit fan through and through.
Yeah.
I mean, but if I had, if it was Cleveland sport, which I don't follow, I really don't follow, man.
Yeah.
I don't follow, but it'd be the Browns because they step up. You know what I mean? They step up to the plate when it comes to community. The Cavs has shown some support. The Guardians not so much, but we know who cares about community in this town, and we're like, I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
How long have you been partners with the Browns? And how did that relationship kind of start?
The Browns have probably been now, I don't know, 6 years, 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah. We just, we just met. We met through someone in the organization, and then the goal wasn't to have some fantastic PR splash. The idea was to get behind the scenes and work together strongly and develop our leaders and participate where we can with their leaders, and that was it. And just kind of it's grown from there. We take their money, we put it in play, and we make a change with it. We don't sit on it. We don't
Yeah, you use it.
Yeah, I mean, without them, 150,000 people right now would not be learning about culinary arts and hospitality.
That's amazing.
I mean, think about that. And then without that, they wouldn't be able to get here once they graduate. So we're flying in 12+ people every class, on their dime, really. And then they're looking to double down on that service we provide in prisons. And that money comes in one hand and goes out the other, but it's helping people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're great, man. They're great.
That's amazing. That's great to hear.
Yeah, and sports are fun, but I think that's so much of the greater purpose when you're able to repurpose sports into,
others.
community development. Yeah, serving others. There's such a greater purpose to sports and the infrastructure that exists there.
Yeah, sports, man. These are kids still, man. A lot of these kids are 20 years old, just growing. I got to know some of the players. They're still developing their minds and their ambitions and who they're going to be in this world.
For sure.
It's sad. I'm not on social media, and I don't have the television to say this is what's going on. I don't know exactly what's going on, but the sense I get is sports has become so much more a tool and a vessel for, say, gambling.
I agree.
Or some delusional fantasy sports that you get lost in, whereas sports to me is you develop young men and women to become better men and women.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You use that access and visibility to serve others. I just feel like the pendulum is way over here. And look, it's a business. I get it. Everyone's got to make money and make a business to support, people. But it would just be nice if the world starts to look at the flip side of what sports really is and it is doing.
Yeah.
And highlight that instead of all the other stuff, man.
Yeah, junk. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but sports is a way of life. It's great. It's great.
So, wrapping up here, Brandon, we want to first thank you for being on. We have, I think a lot because of the partnership you have. We have a Browns themed together shirt here for you. Life Without Labels on the back.
That's sweet.
So,
Thank
I want
you.
to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
All right. That'll be a nice one.
Yeah, those I like our long sleeves. Our long sleeves are nice
I
ones.
like
Yeah.
long sleeves better.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
Derek, you or Jack, you want to send us out?
Yeah, thank you so much, Brandon, for coming on.
You're
It was an
welcome.
honor. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and be sure to follow our socials so you don't miss out on any future content. Derek, what do we always say?
To make a difference together. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you, yes.